Okay, so it's Warrentown, and talking about rare interviews, I have a special guest, good friend from back in the day.
Yeah, man.
From club days,
Yeah.
radio,
Yeah.
and everything. We'll get
Yeah.
into that. When you talk about top DJs in the Midlands, this guy has to be mentioned. DJ One Step Ahead. What's happening, Step?
I'm all right, man.
It's strange because we're used to seeing each other in clubs and playing out and gigs and radio, but it's a good chance to sit down and just talk and just catch up.
Yeah, it's been a while, Warren. It's been
a long time, and you've had a long journey.
Yeah, and that journey's still happening, man.
Still going on and still going strong. So, but tell us about the start of your journey. How did it all start for you?
Oof, wow. I'm going way back. I'm going to, what was it? Let me tell you, I'm not going to give away my age. People can guess my age roughly anyway. I'm going way back to, let's put it this way, when Saturday Night Fever came out, I know what year that is. Some people go, what film's out with John Travolta and that? I was collecting tunes from then, you know what I mean? I was into the disco era. Then I went from the disco era to the funk and soul era. And then electro came out. Electro was like the first version of hip hop. You know what I mean? There was an electro series in the UK, which a lot of B-boys and B-girls and people collected. The breaking scene, the hip-hop scene all kind of started. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kind of started from there for me anyway. I mean, the original thing, absolutely started for me was when I saw a video called Buffalo Gals, Malcolm McLaren and World Famous Supreme Team. And from there, and basically I was collecting from about 11 years old, 12 years old, just records, you know what I mean? I'm going way back, like I say, once again. I was only buying 7 inches here and there with my little pocket money like Beggars and Co. and that. And from there, I met up with a guy called DJ SLK, RIP. I started going around his yard because he had some decks and that, and you know, I've never seen decks before and that, and he was showing me a few things. Also, big up DJ Master Scratch from Rock City Crew. Yeah, he showed me a few things as well. And then from there, I was like practicing. I wasn't very good and stuff like that, just practicing on you know, on vinyl and everything. I was also going to all days, a little later on, obviously, because I was young, all days, all nighters. And I was watching people from Frenchies from around here, French T, who else can I name? Bastard Jazz, Simon Baseline Smith, Edgar and Calvin from Nottingham, Colin Curtis, the list goes on. And they was dropping some heavy tunes in that, and I was watching them. I always study, even to this day, I study DJ sounds, whoever, no matter what they play. But back then I was watching them, and I says, something's missing. What could I do? Because I want to be a DJ, but I want to introduce something into it. So I thought, oh yes, I know what. I just want to scratch a little bit, mix a little bit, and select the right tunes and create a party atmosphere. So I started way back from then. My original first name, which is a whack DJ name, I think now was DJ Scratch Wizard. And then it changed from DJ Scratch Wizard to DJ One Step Ahead. Because I just wanted to keep one step ahead of everybody. Yeah. That's where it came from, basically. You know what I mean? So
how did you get into the pirate scene?
The pirate scene, funny enough, what I was doing before I got on any pirate radio station, I was making at home on, what was it called? I'm not even quite sure what it's called. Like a stack system, basically. Yes. And I was mixing on cassette. Now, if some people might not even know what cassettes are, there used to be a dual-like cassette thing on a stack system, and I was trying to mix on there, which it weren't too bad. And then I'd do like half an hour, 40-minute mix, and then transfer that, record that onto another cassette, and then pass them round to bars and that, and said, you know, if you want a DJ, I'll play. Admittedly, I put my hands up. I was saying, yeah, because I'm nobody at that time. I play free and drop some tunes in your bars or whatever and that. And I was passing them around. And as I passed them around, I got the odd gig here and there. And then I think it was Johnny White, RIP Spirit, and President from Heatwave Radio Nottingham who heard about me.
That was a big station.
Yeah.
Big pirate
And they,
station.
yeah. And then they approached me and said, do you want to do a show on here and this is what we wanted? And it just took off from there. That was my first radio station I ever went on, Heatwave Radio, which I was absolutely nervous as well at the time because there were some big people on there. Heatwave Radio in Nottingham, it spread out as well in the Midlands as well. It was well known, as you just said. There were some big people on there, which a lot of people used to listen to, and I thought, boy, how am I going to match up to these guys like Captain Barkey, Daddy Crucial, The Voice, Lonesome Soldier. The list goes on. There was a lot of people on there, but then they put me on there, and they more or less gave me my first start. The very first club I ever played in Nottingham, and only one person turned up, was a place called Bojangles as well in Nottingham as well. So, and it just started from there. But I've always had a passion, Warren, for music, and it just got more and more and more, and then it developed into, well, I'll tell you about it in a minute, into something else, because all I used to listen to was nothing else. I collected, like I said, funk and soul and all that. But when the hip-hop era came through, that, you know, early years, electric, that's all I listened to, nothing else. Nothing else. I wasn't bothered about reggae and what else was funk and soul again. Collected the odd big tune, but it was hip hop. And I still to this day class myself as a hip hop DJ. But I'll tell you with a slight switch in a minute how I switched to started playing everything else. Yeah. Because that happened, and it was like a light bulb thing that went off years ago with me.
Because people know you for playing hip hop, but I know you're versatile.
Oh, yeah. You'd be surprised, Warren.
Yeah. But by then you started playing more and more gigs, and you on the circuit.
Yeah.
But tell us about the transition from pirate radio to commercial radio, because I want to get to Choice FM, because people, when they mention Choice, if they don't know about Choice, they would think of Choice London.
But Birmingham was massive.
There was Choice Birmingham, and it was massive, like you said.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Well, basically, just going on from a few years from Heatwave Radio in Nottingham, I did various pirate radio stations, whether it was guest slots or another show on there, you know, a weekly show and what. And I, more or less, I knew the guy. I didn't know him, but I knew him, if you get what I'm saying. A guy called Franklin Hughes. Yeah. He used to be on Radio Trent in Nottingham. I'm going back years now. And then he ran one or two pirate radio stations. And he approached me. I can't remember the exact place where and when. And he approached me to go on a radio station. I think it was called Power FM, because I've been that many. I did which was a successful radio station. I did a few shows on there, and then Power FM stopped. I remember Franklin telling me, "Oh, we got to stop this for some reason." He said, "You'll see why step in a few months' time." And I thought, well, why? Because I'm not going to be doing it in radio. I'm playing that in the bars and clubs and parties and stuff like that. And then about 2.5 to 3 months later, Franklin said, there's a station opportunity what's come up in Birmingham. And I went, Birmingham? And he says, yeah. And I thought he was talking about pirate. And he says, no, this is legal, proper radio station.
So you never knew nothing
about it? I never knew nothing.
Was Choice London out there at the time, though?
Choice London was going strong out there. And I knew a few DJs from there, from Choice London, because I'm just going back a little bit. When I used to buy my tunes, a lot of people used to stay in their own area. A lot of people probably can relate to this. They used to stay in their own area. I didn't. As soon as I got a bit of money, got paid at the end of the week, I was on a thing called Youth Opportunity Scheme or something like that, YTS or something. I was young back then. I was only being paid £23 a week, which is nothing. People are probably lost. £23? But I'm going way back. And I used to use most of my money to jump on the train, and I used to go either London, Birmingham, Don Christie's, Manchester. I used to go everywhere to get tunes, and then I bring them back and play in Nottingham. So when people was playing the original or something, I had a remix, and then everybody be leaning over, looking at the vinyl. I say, where do you get this from? Because everybody shopped in the same shop, you know, in where I'm from, Nottingham and that. And from there, but just going back to the original thing, Franklin approached me and told me about a radio station which is going to be open up in Birmingham. There's going to be a mixture of Midlands DJs on there and what you call it. And he says, I'd like you to come on there, but obviously you got to apply. So I applied, told them what I was thinking of doing. I think I gave them a cassette as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
So you didn't do the demo there?
No, I did the demo myself. It was only for about like 20 minutes, so they could hear your voice and what kind of tunes you was thinking of playing and that. And I still got this letter, the letter to this day saying, congratulations, you've been successful, you will be on choice. But I didn't know, what time slot or anything like that. So, and that was my very first legal radio station as well. So that's
a big station to play on.
Yeah, it was, because I was getting advice. I knew as I was going along, I knew big DJs who was on pirate radio stations from all over the place, and also legal proper radio DJs, and they're telling me the goods and the bads of being on there and what to do and just and that. But I was so happy when I came here to Birmingham. I knew nobody, and I thought, wow, they're gonna think, what's this guy doing on here? He don't sound like he's from Brum, and that. And DJing, just going off it again, I would say at least 80% of my friends, at least 80, it's probably higher than that, I've met through DJing. I knew absolutely nobody, but I had a mindset. I says, right, Birmingham is different. It's a second city. It's not Nottingham and this and that. And I'm going to get to know all the people, or try and get to know all the people, the main DJs from Birmingham, the main promoters, security, the clubs, the managers. And that's what I did. And I spent a good year and a half hard going out everywhere in Birmingham. I didn't care if the promotion you had on that, 2 people in there or 2,000 people. And I met up with so many different people by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
even when I first started, and to the point of when I went on to Choice FM, a lot of people go, "Oh, Birmingham, boy, you're going to struggle there. They've got enough DJs, enough sounds, enough this and that. Oh, I don't know if you'll make it there. I don't know if they'll take to your step." And I just did my own thing.
You didn't listen to
No. There's a lot of people along the way who said to me, DJ, who's going to come and pay to see you? And, yeah, man, do you have any tunes and stuff like that? Yeah, I got that a lot. You know what I mean? But I just stayed focused, and that was it.
So tell us some of the DJs at the time, and you mentioned that you knew a lot of DJs and met them. Tell us some of the DJs on Choice at that time.
Who I met for the first time and was friends. Dean Alexander. These are the people who I met, whether they did a show or a one-off mix or whatever. Dean Alexander, Major D, Lee Quinney, Robin Holland. What's my man's name? I shouldn't say what's my man's. Michael Brown, Wassifer. Quite a few people. Yeah. That's just on Choice. Quite a few
Sasha
people.
Brooks as well.
Sasha was from Nottingham as well. I knew Sasha.
You knew her before.
Yeah. She was from Nottingham and that, so you know what I mean. But just going back to even the pirate days, this is slightly after. I think it was slightly after Choice, Warren. You'd be able to tell me. I did a few pirates in Birmingham as well. That led off to that. I think I was doing a pirate as well. I can't remember which pirate I was doing in Birmingham while I was on Choice, but I got my wrist slapped for that and says, "No, you can't do that," because I didn't know the rules.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It says, "No, you can't be on a pirate and be doing this. You got to you know what I mean." I think that's how I met you. Flavor FM, wasn't it? Was it Flavor? Yeah,
Flavor as well.
Flavor FM. I did Sweet FM. What was the other? A few stations I did over here. So yeah,
that's really good. I mean. And what made Choice different as well, Choice Birmingham, it wasn't networked like what you'd have now. You pretty much done your own thing.
Yeah.
But you knew the London DJs as well in Choice.
Yeah.
But everyone was kind of like
Choice for me at that day was, I loved doing it, but it was hard because in them days I was weird and without a car here and there. So I relied on somebody to drop me off. So what a lot of people didn't know was somebody had dropped me off about 5 o'clock in the evening in Birmingham. My show back then, I still don't know how I did it. It was 10 o'clock at night, the block party show till 3 in the morning. That was a 5-hour show. A lot of people used to think, because I wanted my name as DJ One Step Ahead, and they said, no, you got to use your like government name. And I think a lot of people thought my name was Anthony Tyrone something.
I remember you had that name.
I looked and I thought, that ain't my name. But anyway, I wanted DJ One Step Ahead. But basically, this is what I used to do. I'm being absolutely honest. I got dropped off on a Friday night around 5 o'clock in Birmingham. I used to go straight, obviously I got dropped off outside Broad Street, Choice FM was in Birmingham, prepped my show, went on, because it took a few hours, 10 o'clock till 3 in the morning, slept at Choice a lot of the time, and then hung around in Birmingham and sometimes I had a hotel and did my other show on the Saturday night, 10 o'clock again till 3, so that was Sunday, and then catch a train home from Birmingham, New Street, back home on the thing. So I was literally sleeping it.
Yeah. Them days, you used to just rough it out.
Yeah. But I just love the music, love doing radio and everything, so I didn't really think about it. But when I look back on certain things now, I think, man, you must have been crazy to do
you
that.
You wouldn't do that now.
No way.
And then Choice rebranded to Galaxy as well.
Yeah,
must have been a weird time.
It was a weird time because it rebranded to Galaxy, and I thought, okay, you're rebranding to Galaxy, and Galaxy was all over the place. I'm not quite sure what happens to Galaxy right now, but I noticed the people. I ain't gonna lie, wanted more like dance, commercial, and this and that, and they didn't want so much of the specialist shows. And if they did want a specialist show, it'd be like, probably one like hardcore kind of house show, one hardcore kind of soca, or one kind of hardcore reggae show, and and even then they started filtering it down, and then they like started dropping us one by one, you know what I mean? And then when I got dropped from there, I had a couple of newspapers from London saying, "Oh, what's going off up there? How come they dropped this?" And we noticed Choice has gone, and it went into Galaxy, and they're dropping all the DJs.
They was talking about it down in London.
Yeah. I got approached by, I can't remember the newspapers. There's well-known newspapers asking me to do an article in that, but I didn't really do that. I just thought, just accept it.
It's one of those things,
and move on, because this ain't gonna. It's just gonna sound like you're sour and bitter and that, and. At that time, I was disappointed, but I was also grateful because it was on my CV resume to say, well, at least I've been on Choice, at least I've been on Galaxy and stuff like that.
To this day, and you interviewed many people. I mean, who you interviewed? Diddy, the Neptune, Pharrell.
I've interviewed so many people, Diddy, Neptunes. I'm trying to think. Not just them, there was artists from Birmingham as well, MSI, Silent, Maurice Delta, and a whole heap of... So many different artists. I think the most weirdest interview I did, and I still regret it to this day, and I thought I should have capitalized on this because I knew the guy, but I didn't know him. I know you know him. A guy called Jamai brought an artist up. I'm going to name the artist in a minute, people. A guy called Jamai brought an artist up, and he was doing a big show in Birmingham that night. And he was supposed to come up to, it was Choice. He was supposed to come up to Choice FM. No, was it Choice? Yeah, I'm sure it was Choice. Anyway, he was supposed to come up to Choice FM early to do an interview, and he missed the interview slot. And then he came up later on, just before he was supposed to do a show. I think it was supposed to be an hour on stage for a quick interview to say he's here and this and that and the other, and come out and roll out and this and that and the other. But my show was a hip hop and R&B show, and he was a big reggae artist. And but I did the interview, but I never recorded it. And he even done me a jingle, which is like a radio drop saying, "Hi, this is blah, blah, blah. I'm listening to DJ One Step Ahead." And I lost that as well. And it sadly passed away. I'll never get that now. And that artist was John Holt.
Oh,
yeah. Man. John Holt. Yeah.
So it's not just me that's interviewed artists and the audio's
I
gone.
can tell you stories on top of stories where it worked. I think I told you one story about when, once again, Birmingham, way back, EPMD came here. They came to the Dome, and then the manager let me on their tour bus, and they said, yeah, you got 15 minutes you can interview Eric and Parrish and that. And I can't remember what album they had coming out. They had an album, I don't know if it's Strictly Business or whatever. And I was so excited to meet that. I thought, EPMD, and sat down with him and they're talking to me and this. And I did the interview and everything. And then when I got back home, I looked on my recorder thing and looked down and I could have cried. I didn't tap the pause button off to record. So I got nothing. But these things, as you go along, you learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet it didn't happen again. After.
No, never. No.
But as you said, like the radio scene kind of changed. But by then, you was a household name in the clubs, and you had Choice FM and Galaxy on your resume. So you started playing, even though you was playing in the clubs, you was popular anyway. Even more, I take it, after the radio, and you took off. And you started getting into your residencies. I think Pink Coconut was one of them.
Yeah. Don't get me started. I started on there. I want to big up man Digit every time I speak to him to this day. We're really good friends and that. Now, if you don't know who Digit is, he's from Derby. He's the original Pink Coconut promoter. If people used to go to the Pink Coconut back in the day on a Saturday night, bank holiday Mondays, if you must remember all of those, he was the guy behind it all. He ran it, everything, you know what I mean? So maximum respect to Digit and that. So yeah, he called me up one day for a guy called Stevie M and that, and then they got me playing there. I was playing there and everything. And at that same time, funny enough, I was getting calls from different radio stations as well, proper down south to go on there. I won't bother name any names, and you already know some big radio stations. But there was one problem. They were saying, yeah, we want you on here and everything, but you got to move down here. And I was never prepared to move down south. Before. Never prepared. And I said, oh, I don't know.
That's not just me
that.
even.
Yeah, never prepared. And then I got told by a couple of the radio stations saying, yeah, we've heard of your name. Yeah, you're fairly big up there, but if you want to be really big and taken seriously, you got to go down south, because people only recognize DJs from down south and that.
That's what I told you.
So that made me even more determined to stay up here when I heard that. And I thought, it isn't just about London and that. You know what I mean? There's other DJs outside of London and down south, whatever, who are just as big. You know what I mean? But they was trying to tell me, it's like, basically, if I was a footballer or something, and somebody saying, "Oh, if you only the only way you're gonna get taken seriously is you pay for Arsenal or Chelsea," something, and I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, I can play up here. You know what I mean? Forest or Villa or Man City or Man United or whatever. You know what I mean? So there was that going on for quite a while. But anyway, just getting back up to these sides. Yeah, I was doing a few residencies. The most successful one probably would have been Pink Coconut. I was also doing, this is later on after that, Club Release in Coventry and various other ones. I held that down for about 5-6 years, Club Release. But I was playing all over the place. And also, just going back again, what happened, how I got into the clubs, Warren, I had an old school telephone answering machine. I won't bother going to that because, like I said, I'm Asian now. And I was working a regular job, you know what I mean, 9 till 5 at that time, engineering, you know what I mean, because like I was doing engineering and all that, which was boring. But anyway, I was coming back home, and every day I was coming back home, I was getting a message saying, oh, one step, this is such and such from Huddersfield, or one step, this is such and such from Sheffield or Doncaster or Leicester. What you doing on this night, Friday night, Saturday night? We want you to play at this thing. And then it was getting more and more and more. And I thought, hang on a minute, I'm only getting paid so much. Something like, it was daft like £40 a week back then. And yes, people, I know you're thinking £40, but you're comparing it today. That was a kind of a lot back then. But I was being offered something like, each gig like £50 just for an hour. And I thought, there's 1 gig on a Monday, 2 gigs on a Friday night, 3 gigs, and it was adding up to more than the job I was doing. So eventually I thought, this is getting mad. So I knocked my job on the head, which some people said, you're mad, you know what I mean? This could end or whatever. And I says, no, I'm going to make a career out of this. So I started just solely DJing and doing radio. That's all I was doing. And that lasted for a good, I would say, 20 years. That's all I was doing. Nothing else. DJing and that. Because trying to, like in this day and age now, which I am doing, I don't know how I'm doing it, and it's not just me, there's 1,000,001 other DJs out there, trying to, depending on what hours you work and what job you got, trying to do a job and also do a radio show or a podcast like you and DJ and that, it's a lot of time. You got to invest in a lot of time in that. And then I suppose if you've got a partner or you're married or whatever as well, you don't leave much time to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're just constantly on this thing, you know what I mean? And a lot of things, another thing which I will say is a lot as well, a lot of people don't realise behind the scenes how much work goes into being a DJ, because you know, you've got a laptop now. We used to play off vinyl and everything else, but most people are on a laptop now. These tunes don't just magically appear. Somebody's got to put them in. Then you've got to look for, you know, there might be a big rhythm out there or a big what. So there's all of that and a whole heap more going off, you know what I mean? So you've got to put in a lot of work to that. So if you're working, DJing, doing a radio show and that, it doesn't really give a lot of time to yourself in general. But the main thing is, if you've got the passion for it and a heart for it, which I have and I know you have, you'll do it anyway, regardless of what it is. But it is hard work. It is hard work. Because a lot of people say now, oh yeah, anybody can DJ, you just get yourself a laptop or this and that. But it's not all about that. It's putting in the work, having knowledge, going places, seeing how things run, speaking to people, searching down tunes, you know what I mean? And the list goes on. So it's just been a constant putting in work, you know what I mean?
But to hold it down for like 20 years non-stop, because I remember, because I used to play, like doing gigs with you at Club Release, and it was like non-stop, and even everyone like, yeah, one step, and then like drink coconuts and everything like that. To hold it down for that long.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it's in total, it must be about 30 odd years now. I haven't really sat down and said, right, when did you start and how long has it been? It's definitely got to be around 30 years. It's got to be 30 plus years I've been doing this. Because sometimes, you know how it is, Warren, you've got radio drops. By the way, like I said, I think I said it earlier, radio drops can be somebody like, I don't know, Budgie Banton saying, yeah, this is Budgie Banton, big up Warren Town, blah, blah, blah. I'll have people say, oh, where did you get that from? How did you get me one? But it takes years. These artists ain't going to do this. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, if you're lucky, you might get an interview with these artists and everything. So you do an interview and then you get a radio drop. But it takes years. You can't just all of a sudden tomorrow say, I'm going to be a DJ in this, and then you're going to be interviewing, I don't know, you know, I'll keep it modern days, Drake or Cardi B or whatever. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
You know what I mean? Ethic. Yeah, it takes years.
Yeah. So it's just putting in the way. You've got to have the heart and the passion for it. A lot of people do it for so long, then drop out because they think, oh no, this is too hard or too much politics or whatever.
That's the other side as well, the politics. But the love of the music, you just carry on.
Love it. That's the number one thing with me. I love music and I listen to all kinds of music. And I'm just going back, you might have this question at the ready already. The day when I switched, remember when I said I was just playing hip hop, I listened to hip hop, nothing else.
I remember.
Yes. I know a collective funk and soul and everything, but I think it was in the early 90s, what I can remember, a lot of the R&B artists and that, and hip-hop artists, all of a sudden was doing tunes with like reggae artists or R&B artists or whatever. And they were hot. Those tunes were hot and banging. And that's when I switched and I said, I need to be buying other tunes and everything. Plus, as well, I remember an event. I won't bother name it because people will remember this event. There was once again going way back, late 80s, very early, probably 1991. I was playing in an event. There was about 6 or 7 DJs on there. And we all played hip hop and R&B and a bit of funk and soul. And a few people, or more than a few people, were saying, is anybody going to draw a dancehall tune, a reggae tune and that? And not one of us out of the 6 or 7 DJs had a reggae tune. And then there was a guy he wasn't supposed to be playing. He was playing somewhere else, and it came up, and he only had a few records on him, just a few. And he came up and says, I can drop something on him. He said, yeah, let him drop some. And he mashed up the place. Made us all look stupid. All of us.
So ever since
then, I said, I'm carrying everything. Yeah. I'm carrying everything. Definitely. 100%.
Because I can imagine as well, because in Nottingham, there's big sound systems.
There's massive sound systems
so we had
from a long time.
From
a long time, massive sound systems. Obviously, the obvious ones probably people know, people like V Rocket and Quantro. But there's been Success Sound, New Celebrity Sound, even a sound called Dialtone as well, who are making noise out there. There's a whole heap of sounds out there, you know what I mean? Even new sounds right now. There's a sound called Vibe Set who's making a lot of noise out there in Nottingham as well. So, but I used to also listen to sound systems strong from when I was a youth, going way back. My number one sound who I used to love, I got enough cassettes of them because they were just way ahead of their time, was Saxon Sound. Yeah. Saxon Sound, I used to love listening to them tapes because their lyrics with Papa Levy and Daddy Colonel and Daddy Rusty and you know the list goes on. There was a whole heap of them. They was just ahead of their time. So big up Saxon Sound, big up Musclehead and all the crew as well. Big up Brando as well, who's obviously representing Saxon now and that. But I'm talking about the Saxon Sound from way back. But I used to be into sound system clashes and listening to sounds and that as well. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't just London. There were sounds up here as well, you know what I mean? So I remember for the very first time, that was way back again, when Love Injection asked me to play on their set, just drop some R&B here and there, and that's a big up Winston Mexican, you know what I mean? This is way back, and enough sounds, man. Yeah, I'm into that as well.
That's what I say. So you had to be versatile.
Yeah.
Especially now. Yeah. Now you got no choice.
No. Don't get me wrong. When I play out, I can play to any kind of crowd. I'm playing to all kinds of different crowds at the moment, and it's like a challenge as well. So rather than just sticking to one thing, saying, "Well, I only play R&B or I only play hip hop or whatever," I like to play to a mixture of crowd, and it is like a challenge. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I just watch everything the way I watch everything, and just into sounds and house DJs, drum and bass DJs, R&B DJs who play jazz, funk, soul, reggae, groove, whatever. So, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Tell us about now then, at present, what you're up to, because now you got your promotions, your festival DJ, you're DJing up and down.
Yeah, I got my own promotions. I do promotions with a good friend of mine, very good friend of mine, called DJ Lyrical. So we've got a promotion called Stush and Stylish Promotions. We came up with that name, and we put on events here and there. We got an event coming up very soon. I can put that out there now. You're one of the first, because by the time this comes out, it'll be out there anyway. December 7th at a place called Tuckentanner in Nottingham. But yeah, we're just putting on events, you know what I mean, giving people what they want. I enjoy doing that as well, because she owned promotion and that, and it's just it is what it is. So doing that, I'm still DJing very, very hard. I'm signed now to Gin and Rum Festival. You can search that on the internet or whatever. Gin and Rum Festival. They are just crazy busy, and every event they're doing is just sold out. I was speaking to them today, trying to get a friend on the London get him inside to the London gig. And they said, well, the daytime sold, because it's a daytime and evening time event they do everywhere, midday till 5, and then 6 o'clock till 10:30. Well, they're just sold out all the time. They're very successful. But yeah, I'm signed to them. I'm doing most of those cities. They hit everywhere. You name a city, they're doing it. I've already done Birmingham, Gin and Rum Festival, Lincoln, Liverpool, like I say, London, Northampton, name a city.
I think you know as far as Edinburgh.
Yeah, I've got Edinburgh. With me personally, at the moment, I can only do what I can only do with them. But I'm doing Edinburgh soon. I can't remember the date. It's in October there. I'm doing Liverpool. I'm doing Sheffield in November. That's just a few off the top of my head. But they do every city, and they do it proper. So yeah, I'm doing that, doing my own promotions, still doing radio on Kemet FM. Yes. I did the first and last Saturday of the month on there. That's on 97.5 Kemet FM, Nottingham. Like I said, doing the Stush and Stylish promotions, working, doing mixes for various radio stations, half an hour mix. Shout out to Atlanta as well, MSD Amp, forgot you, keeps messaging me every 2 minutes about when you're sending this mix and that. Yeah, I'm just busy. Busy, Warren. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm not moaning about it. It's got to be busy than the phone not ringing or not happening. You know what I mean? So. It's all good, and I've also gone into a little bit of the dub plate scene as well. So, but I just wanted that as well. So,
I remember you saying you got some.
Yeah. So, recording and doing 1 or 2 dub plates and that as well. So, from artists and that. So, shout out to the artists I mentioned when I came in here. I won't bother mentioning that. You know, he's a big artist and that. He's waiting for me to call him later tonight. Who's in jail at the moment. Yeah, so I'm just doing music, Warren, you know what I mean? So
it's just consistent. I have to big up every time. It's from back in the day and the Choice FM, because I'm glad you mentioned it, but I have to get some more DJs from the Choice. You have to link me up with some.
You know what as well, Warren, before you say anything more, I've lost count over the years now how many times people saying, oh, you know what'll be a wicked dance? All them original Choice FM DJs and that, you know, do one dance at Choice FM reunion, Birmingham. I'm talking about Birmingham, and just do a one-off. And I think I could be wrong. I'm sure Andy Ward, big up Andy Ward, Andy Ward tried to put something together. He might have done it on a small scale. I don't know, but believe you me, I'm not just talking about Birmingham. I'm talking about the Midlands. People are crying out for that right now. You know what I mean? They want, just a one-off original Choice FM reunion kind of thing or something like that. And that would go down well.
It's cool. I know it would go down 100%, because there's a lot of people that remember that time. And it's good to talk about it, because if we don't, people won't mention it.
No. Yeah.
They'll just think that Choice was in like Brixton and then North London after. And then, you know, there was in Borough.
I tell you now, Warren, 100%. I used to go down to the Choice FM in London quite a bit, you know what I mean? Big up my man DJ 279 and Big Ted and Calvin Francis and, you know, Jenny Francis as well. The list goes on, Jigs, Commander B, I can name all of it. But they knew about Birmingham. Birmingham was making a lot of noise down there. They're saying, why we keep hearing about, you know what I mean, how big. I said, because remember, Birmingham's the second city. They're just behind London. But Birmingham... Oh, them days was firing.
90s.
Yeah, I think I still got a flyer when, there was a whole heap of artists on it. At the Dome, there was like Cut Close.
Yes.
Oris Brown, Total, Soul For Real. They used to ram it out, Choice FM. So, yeah.
That would be good. You'd have to do something like that, a reunion.
Yeah, well.
You never know.
I don't know. It's a case of people talking, because I can't speak for everybody else, what all the other DJs are doing at this time. Some may still be DJing, some may have stopped. I don't know. It's just who's about, you know what I mean? As well. So it'd be good to have a Flavor FM reunion.
That would be good too. Original Flavor DJs.
Yeah.
But Step, any message for like the DJs, up and coming DJs in the business? Any advice you'd give to them?
I would say, so many advice I could give. I would say, be passionate, don't just listen to one form of music, listen to various forms of music, be patient, be, what's the word for it? You know, accept there might be good times and bad times with DJing. Be realistic. When I say realistic, don't say, yeah, I'm going to be a DJ tomorrow and I want £500 for a gig. Now, be realistic. Learn your craft. Whoever you follow, what type of music you're into, listen, study the DJs you look up to and just take it from there kind of thing. Because it's not an easy thing. I mean, everybody seems to think it's easy in general. Think, oh, yeah, I can be a DJ. Just buy a laptop or whatever and just download the top, I don't know, 100 Spotify, TikTok tunes, whatever. But it doesn't go like that. There's so much to it. There's so much to it, you know what I mean? And we come from the days, me and you, Warren, certainly, where we put in mad work on all kind of levels, where we used to record on cassettes. Cassettes went to, we was doing vinyl as well. Some people don't even know what vinyl is. Yeah. CDs, the list goes on. And carrying them vinyls, I do not miss. I still wonder to this day how I did it, Warren, because I was just having a little clear out thing in my music room, just adjusting things. And I picked up 2 of them metal boxes, I'm sure you got, and I nearly broke my back. And I said, how the hell did they used to carry this?
It's funny thing you mentioned that. I remember years ago when we was on Flavor and you gave me a vinyl song, because you used to get 2 copies of songs.
Yeah.
And you gave me one. I said, oh, Warren, yeah, they have this stuff. Okay, and it was Marcus Houston.
Yeah.
Up in the club.
Yeah.
And then you hear that now, it's a big tune. Yeah. But you gave it to me like, just goes to show how much music we was getting and how much was out there.
Yeah.
But like you said, now all the crates of music. And
I mean, the thing is, you still got, depending on what you play, but you still got to search, you know what I mean, as well, because there's tunes coming out every day. Sadly, though, in this day and age, which I notice, the lifespan of a tune doesn't last as long as it used to. So, to cut a long story short, meaning a tune could come out tomorrow and it'd be hot. 3 days after that it's been out, it's like, oh, that's old now. And something else is out and it's overtaken then. Whereas before, a tune would last, you know, you could months, it'd still be big, you know what I mean? And I suppose that's why when DJs do the old school nights and that, there's certain tunes where you know you're going to hear, and they're still being played now from the 90s, early 90s, middle 90s till now. But can you say in, let's say, 15 or 20 years' time, a lot of these tunes what are coming out now, will there still be, you know what I mean? Because to me, the lifespan of these tunes is just too quick. Everything seems to be fast. You know what I mean? So what's hot on a Monday is not necessarily the hottest tune still on a Friday. So it's something else.
Exactly.
That's how I see it anyway. Don't get me wrong. Some people might say, no, you're wrong, you know, that tune's been around. But that's how I see it anyway.
Well, compared to before, a lot of songs back in the day that lasted long.
Yeah. I mean, how many times, you know, typically, if it's a night where it's designed for like over 40s and that, and it's an old school kind of night, you know you're going to hear Donnell Jones, you know what's up. You know you're going to hear Wifey next. You know you're going to hear Sunshine Anderson, heard it all before. Now, you check the date, people, when them tunes came out. You know what I mean? Now, compared to nowadays, I'm not even going to name any artists now just in case of, oh boy, he's disrespecting such and such. But tell me if you're going to hear them tunes in 10, 12, 15 years' time. I don't think you'll still hear them saying, you know what I mean? It's like that. It's just that's all I've noticed. And I don't know, another thing I've noticed is with the DJ styles of today, when we DJ'd, I'm pretty sure, it doesn't matter if you're a hip-hop, R&B, reggae DJ, whatever. When we DJ'd, we'd let the tune breathe. When I say let the tune breathe, you'd hear at least the chorus, get to the chorus. Nowadays, you're not even hearing the chorus. You're just hearing the first, 30 seconds, and then switch it, and then change it again.
That's in different genres as well.
Well, I just don't get that myself. I don't, you know what I mean? So somebody, you know, who's doing like a half an hour set will try and squeeze in a 200 tunes in there or something or other. but I just don't get that.
Yeah.
So,
but that's why you're going to be one step ahead.
Yeah. I mean, most of the events I played, they want the tune to breathe, meaning at least get to the chorus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just too much. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe it's me. I'm probably getting older. That's the style. That ain't my style.
There's a lot of people that want to hear the songs.
Yeah, they want it.
To this day, all age groups.
Yeah.
Good step, man. It's been good talking to you.
Yeah, and you, Warren.
Always in the clubs. Yeah. We don't get to catch up on this reason like this. So
yeah, definitely. It's true. It's been a while, Warren, man. It's good to see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boy.
So if people want to get in touch and want to contact you, how can they contact you?
Well, I'm not on everything, people, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how some people do it. They're on every single social media. I ain't. I'm on Facebook. You can find me on there. DJ One Step Ahead, or my government name. That's another one. I won't bother say what that is. You can find it anyway. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. But Stush and Stylish Promotions. Me and Lyrical, that's on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well. So, you know what I mean? I'm on there, so just reach out to me. I'm not that hard to find anyway. I'm not that hard. Somebody somewhere will know me or have my number or email and that. But social media-wise, it's that. You know what I mean? So
step every time.
Yeah. Hey, maximum respect for Warren, you know. Boy, from day one, from I met this guy, I just liked his vibe, the way you showed me a lot of tunes, you know, Warren. You'd be surprised as well. Showed me the way when you had all your rhythms and everything in order, and you used to do your show back in the day on, you know, on Flavor and that. And man, we need to do a gig together, Warren.
Another one, yeah.
Yeah, we need to do a gig together. But big up Warren, yeah. Big up Warren Town, man. Podcasts and everybody, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a long while. It's nice to sit down like this and talk, because you don't, you know what I mean? You know as well, Warren, I was only the other week, I know I'm ending this on a sad vibe. Each year, somebody passes away and stuff like that. And I, you know, open up Facebook and I'm shocked, like DJ K. With the, you know, I can go on, and I couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? And it's just less and less of us, the originals. Do you get me? And it's sad. So it's nice to sit down and reason with a legend as yourself, because that's how I look at you as well. Because Warren is a legend.
Trying.
No, trying, man. There ain't no trying. It's not like you've been doing this for 5 minutes. You're a legend, Warren. So that's how I look at you. You know what I mean? Because it's very rare I do interviews as well. But when you reached out to me from a long time, I said, yeah, Warrington, 100%, doing it. You know what I mean?
Blessings. So, you have to give out flowers when you hear
Yeah.
Every time, man.
Yeah, exactly right, Warren, because I know a few people have said this, right? I'm just sick and tired of seeing it, and I know 1,000,001 people are sick and tired of seeing it. When somebody drops out, all of a sudden, yeah, man, bigging them up and this and that, and putting on a dance and rated 1,000 people to, why aren't you doing this while the person's alive? So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's good to see you there, Warren, anyway, man.
Every time.
You know what I mean? First time I met you, me and you were single. Now we're married men.
Exactly. It's true.
It's true. It's true, man.
Step man, take care of yourself. Yeah?
Yes, Warren.
Yes.
And you.